guys, today we are very glad to share our teaching design. We consist of 5 parts. The first part is the course introduction, and the remaining 4 parts are the introductions of 4 activities. Our course is a reading and writing lesson, a special day designed for primary 5th students, aged 10 to 11. There are 20 students in this class, and our group focuses on the key writing lesson about 6 narrative elements. Before this lesson, students already have some basic English knowledge. They know simple past tense verbs. They can also use basic sentence structures, and they can read short paragraphs with common words. Based on this preparation, we set clear learning objectives for this lesson. First, students will master the 6 core story elements: who, when, where, what, how, and why. We will use a worksheet to help them spot this clearly in any narrative, which is virtual reading strategy to understand text structures. Second, students will use these 6 elements to plan and write one complete narrative sentence in the past tense. This writing strategy helps students organize ideas with a clear framework before writing longer stories. Third, students will collaborate with classmates to creatively combine these story elements and create a new sentence together. This teamwork makes their writing more creative and engaging. Finally, for homework, students will write a short narrative paragraph, 3 to 5 sentences. They must include all 6 elements and use the past tense consistently. This will help students independently build a complete small story. Now let me introduce the main activity of this lesson one by one. The first activity is watching the pictures and answering questions. It is a pre-reading stage. I will show student pictures about special days, like birthday parties and so on, and ask them simple questions such as, what can you see? What do you do on a special day? The design is based on schema theory. This theory tells us that students understand new knowledge better when it connects to their own knowledge and life experience. By talking about their own special days, we activated their existing ideas, made the new topic easier to accept, and also raised their learning interest. This activity has clear strength. It closely connects the lesson topic with students' real life, help them build confidence and create a relaxing warm atmosphere. However, it also has a small weakness. If we only ask some volunteers to share, and the other shy and quiet students may not take part fully, so we can improve it by adding pair word or short writing answers to make sure everyone joins in. The second activity is reading the text and filling in the form. This part includes right reading and post-reading stage. During reading, students work in pairs to finish a worksheet and find the 6 elements. We use 2 important theories here. One is the top-down reading model, which means students use background knowledge and context to understand the text, not just word decoding. The teacher first shows how to find elements, then students practice by themselves. The other theory is social constructivism theory. Learning is a social activity. When students work in pairs, they can discuss, help each other, and learn better. This is the zoom of proximal development. With peer help, students can finish tasks which they cannot do alone. The 10-minute right reading stage clearly teaches students to identify the 6 key narrative elements by using a worksheet. Pair work encourage collaborative learning, which lets students help each other and negotiate meaning. The teacher first models the process, then lets students practice, which supports gradual independence in reading. After reading, the teacher checks answers and explains mistakes in time. This is formative assessment. It helps teacher know students' progress during the class, solve problems at once, and make sure all students are ready for the next step. This activity trains students' reading ability, encourages cooperations, and provides immediate feedback. It also reinforces what they have learned. Next, our other group members will introduce the subsequent activities.
In my part, I give each student a blank sex element table. What students need to do is write down 1 or 2 words in each corresponding box. For example, my cousin Amy last Sunday, the park, fly a kite, and so on. The design of this activity is based on 2 important theories. And the first theoretical basis is the pre-writing stage of the process writing approach. In the table filling activity, students only need to jot down words, not complete sentence. This has 2 benefits. First, it greatly reduces students' writing anxieties. Second, it accumulates material of subsequent writing. This is precisely the core task of the pre-writing stage in the process writing approach. And the second theoretical basis is schema theory. Schema theory postulates that new experience can only be understood by the brain when compared with patterns of similar experience stored in memory. A schema is a person's experience of objective words. It is a knowledge construct comprising various combinations of attributes related to a particular object, event, or behavior. And the 6-element table then helps students systematically extract relevant information from their memories, establishing a connection between abstract concept and personal experience. And through this activity, students not completely pre-writing, but more importantly, they learn how to use the 6 elements to organize the express their own experiences. The next activity is use your ideas to write 1 sentence. Follow the frame. The theoretical basis for this activity is scaffolding theory. In education, scaffolding theory requires teachers to break down complex learning tasks in small parts, ensure that new activities build upon previous ones. Teachers should help students gradually release how much their existing knowledge contributes to their understanding of new concepts. As students' ability improves, teachers should gradually remove the scaffolding, allowing students to complete tasks independently. And the last activity for my part is providing example sentence. After presenting the frame, I show a complete example sentence. My cousin Amy went to the park last Sunday. They flew a kite. They felt happy because the kite flew high. And the theoretical basis for this activity is modeling series. And the modeling series emphasizes that individuals can learn by observing the behavior of others and its consequences without having to experience it themselves. The observational learning or vicarious learning is of paramount importance in education. These 3 activities are interlocking the progressive. They attend to students' cognitive pattern while respecting the characteristic of language learning. The ultimate goal to help students programs from not knowing how to write to knowing how to write, and following daring not to write to be willing to write.
Okay, now let me introduce our last activity for you. The last activity is a creative and very interesting one. The whole activity is designed for 18 minutes and it's divided into 4 core steps and 1 extended homework link. with clear progress and progressive difficulty, ensuring the smooth development of activity. So the first step is to working in a group of 4 students. Each student have to break their own sentence into 6 elements and write down them on 6 small cards separately. As second step, all cards of a single group are mixed together and place them facing down. Each student randomly selects 6 cards and rearranges them into a new one. Simple conjunctions such as and, but, because could be added. And here's an example based on the activity 3. The students have constructed their own sentence. So in step 1, we will ask them to break each element down and circle them, write them into different cards. And at meantime, when they finish the last step, we will ask them to place the card into different areas, just like this. And at step 2, we will ask the students to select a card in different areas and construct them into a new creative sentence, just like this, such as I got a feeling Michael in the hospital to see a dentist sad, painful, and here's an example. The students will do at this. And in activity 4, the step 3, each group select their favorite new constructed sentence and write into a large piece of paper with simple illustration and then post it on the wall for display. At the last step, the teacher will summarize the lesson and praise the students' work and sign homework. Please write a short essay about your own special day in 3 to 5 sentences. And they can use sentence they wrote initially and add more details. So here's the example. We asked the students to post their own new constructed sentence on the wall for display to peer evaluation, to peer education, peer learning. And there's the goal of activity 4 is to encourage creative idea generation and peer collaboration and reduce emotional filters through gamification. And it is also for celebrating creative achievement, and it gives students a sense of accomplishment, and it is for consolidating learning and enabling students to independently apply what they have learned. And this lesson adopts process-oriented formative assessment instead of a single summary evaluation focusing on students' participation in the whole activity, creative thinking, cooperative ability, and language application effect, rather than just the accuracy of the final sentence. At the same time, each step of the activity has its own advantages and potential challenges, and corresponding solutions are formulated for effective teaching implementation. And to accomplish the activity 4, we use many theory to support this activity. The most important theory we use is second language acquisition theory. In this theory, the comprehensible input and output hypothesis, written by Carson in 1982 and Swan in 1985, is most important. As for input-wise, students prepare 6 elements cards before class, which involves organizing existing knowledge in class random card selection, ensure input is comprehensible and slightly beyond the learner's current level, aligning with Carson's input hypothesis. As output-wise, the sentence reconstruction in step 2 and post-class short essay assignment in step 3 requires deliberate language output. According to Swan's output hypothesis, only through actual production can learners identify gaps in their linguistic knowledge, internalize grammatical structures, and transition from comprehension to application. And we also use interaction hypothesis in our activity. The second theory is cooperative learning theory. And the third theory we use most frequently is the constructivistic learning theory. And the fourth theory is gamified and multimodal teaching theory. And the last theory we use is a formative assessment theory. We assess students' assignment in different ways. So in general, this lesson is a paradigmatic example of communicative language teaching. It deeply integrates task-based language teaching, cooperative learning, aiming to foster language acquisition in authentic context through meaningful interaction, rather than rote memorization of grammar rules. And here's the reference we use during our whole class. Thank you for listening.